Good morning, you guys. Happy Friday. Sorry I missed our videos yesterday. I wasn't feeling very well, so I'm back at it today. And I'm going to start by picking 6 more names from our fishbowl. Eric. Oh my gosh. What can I say about Eric except how much he makes us laugh? And he's not afraid at laughing at himself if he says something silly like I'm pregnant. He is really sweet and he asks tons of questions. I love that about him. If he doesn't understand something, he's the first person to say, I don't understand it. And that's really, really, really important. Let's see. Jamarcus. Jamarcus is very quiet, but he started talking more towards the end. He's an amazing artist. I really love how he practices by looking at certain pieces of art. He might trace to help his hand remember the movements, and he's getting better and better and stronger as an artist, and that's really important. Santino. Santino is really, really sweet, and he's always willing to help. He would always hold doors, or if I needed something done around the classroom, he would be the first one to volunteer. He liked helping, and that's awesome. I miss all the helping, and I miss his hugs. Axel, he's my I don't know. He's very quiet, but he's also very smart, and he works really hard at math. He's very good in math, and where he struggles in reading, oh my gosh, he works so hard. He's made so much progress, maybe the most progress of anyone in the class, because he works really hard at it, and he practices at home, and he keeps it up, and he doesn't let it get him down, and he does a really good job. Let's see, who else do we have? Zuleika. Oh, I miss Zuleika. Every time I was on yard duty in the morning, Zuleika would be running and sprinting to come find me and hug me and talk to me and make me smile, and she always knew how to make me laugh, and she always made me feel very special and loved, and I miss her a lot. Last one for today, Daniel. Daniel is also very intelligent. He works very hard. Sometimes he can get a little snippy back, but he has such a big heart. I still have the picture he painted me hanging in my classroom that we're unfortunately not in. But he's funny, and he's a good friend. I know we've had some little issues here and there in the past, but we all have, and he's doing a really good job at being a really good friend and being there for the people who are around him. And I miss you, Daniel. Alright, enough of that gushy stuff. Now let's talk about math. Math is actually pretty simple today. So we've talked about different types of measurement, right? We talked about measuring length or distance. We talked about measuring like liquid in something, capacity, and we talked about mass or weight. And we talked about the US customary units, and we're also talking about metric units. So today we're going to talk about metric units when we're talking about liquid or volume. And I'm just going to go over 2, so it's going to be very simple, and your quiz is going to just cover those 2. So the first thing we have, if you can see this, I'm spelling it wrong, is a milliliter. Milliliter, a lot of L's, a lot of I's. It's a hard word to spell. And we're going to talk about, milliliter is very teeny tiny. And I'm going to attempt to draw a picture. That might be terrible. We'll see. Okay. Oh, there's a ghost out there. Okay. This, it's like one of those little droppers, right? Like medicine, or it's got little tiny droppers. So a milliliter would be a few drops from like one of these little dropper things. If this is filled, I guess I need to fill this up, right? If this has like liquid in it and drop some out, that would be a milliliter. A milliliter is a teeny tiny little amount. It's not a lot. And then the other one we're going to talk about is a liter, which you are probably familiar with. And I'm going to attempt to draw another picture. A liter would be like, we know what 2 liters is, like a 2-liter bottle of soda. A liter is would be the smaller one. Not the personal one, the middle one. So if you imagine one of those big Gatorade bottles, that's what a liter is. So Gatorade. That's Gatorade, and my favorite Gatorade is the blue one. I'm gonna fill it up with. That's 1 liter. A large water bottle, one of those 1-liter bottles of soda, and you can look. We did this with like the Water First projects where we looked at our bottles and we can see how much they were. This is about a liter, and to give you an idea to compare these, let me get a different color. 1,000 milliliters, and we write milliliters with a lowercase m and a capital L. Milliliters equals 1 liter. 1,000. So we would have to do this 1,000 times, get a few drops 1,000 times to fill up a 1-liter water bottle or a 1-liter Gatorade bottle. That's just to give you an idea. So on your quiz, you're gonna have things like, let me give you some examples. If you are going to measure a lake, if I said, how much water is in that lake? Do you think we will use milliliters or liters? Liters, right? We're not going to use milliliters to measure a lake. That would be insane. What if I said a tank of gas? Tank of gas, what would you use? Again, you would use liters. But now, let's get a little more specific. What if I said, okay, imagine you have like a fish tank. You have, I don't know, a fish tank in your room, and there's, I don't know, some fish in there. That's my fish. Draw an oval and a triangle. You have some fish. You have a fish tank. And I said, okay, this is either 25 liters or 250 liters. What's a better guess? Think about this. If this is 1 liter, would this be, think about a fish tank. Obviously you don't know how big it is, but if you're thinking about a fish tank, little aquarium that would be in your home, would be 25 liters or 250 liters? Probably 25 liters, right? Imagine 25 of those. Imagine 250 of those. That'd be huge. That'd be a lot. So we're going to make guesses like that. So you just need to think about, in fact, I will keep this and I will take a picture of this if we're making a guess. So you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to decide, what would I use to measure this? Milliliters or liters? And then it's going to give you things like, here's this. Is it 25 liters or 250? And you have to make an educated guess. It's just a guess. If you're wrong, you're wrong. That's okay. Life will move on and you will survive. I promise. And that's all we're doing for math today. And then we'll start we'll do some more. We have to do metric units of mass on Monday. It'll be fun. It'll be great. We're gonna have so much fun. Okay, so we are on Restart chapter 20. I know yesterday you listened to chapter 19 about Bear. That was the first time we heard from the perspective of Bear. It's a really short chapter, and he is clearly not happy with Chase and everything that's going on, and he seems to have a really bad attitude about everything. Today, chapter 20, we're going to go and read from the perspective of Brendan. So we're back to Brendan. But while I'm reading, this chapter gets kind of intense. And I want you to think about Joel. So I want you, even though we're reading from the perspective of Brendan, I want you to think about what Joel is feeling throughout all of this. How is Joel handling this? What is he thinking? Because stuff's about to get real. So let's read this. So chapter 20, Brendan Espinosa. Leaf Man wasn't the hit I was hoping for, even though it got a lot of YouTube views. For something to go viral, it has to reach a kind of critical mass, where suddenly everybody is talking about it. Poor Leaf Man just didn't have enough legs for that. The bummer is, as great as it was, Leaf Man set me back big time with Kimberly. She's still nice to me, but it might be that she feels sorry for me because she thinks I'm crazy. I'm coming to the conclusion that our sense of humor aren't very compatible. That doesn't mean we aren't compatible. We just that we probably won't like the same books, TV shows, movies, that kind of stuff. Besides, she's still totally moon-faced over Chase, so compatibility isn't really an issue right now. The fact that she barely even notices me, that's the issue. Anyway, I've got an idea for a new video, and this one's going to knock her socks off. It doesn't depend so much on humor as creativity and special effects. It's called One Man Band. Picture this, the Hiawassee Music Room. The camera films me pretending to play every instrument in the orchestra in front of a green screen. Then I use the video editing program to superimpose those images onto the various seats on the band risers until I've got a whole orchestra, and they're all me. Presto, one-man band. Joel helps me to reserve the room for Thursday after school. The music department is so thrilled to have their star back that Mrs. Gilbride would have promised him her firstborn child. Besides, he's known to be a good kid. It's not like he's going to trash the risers or anything like that. Unfortunately, Chase isn't available to work the camera. He has to take a social studies test he missed due to a follow-up appointment with his falling off the roof doctor. This might be a blessing in disguise because A, Joel volunteers to fill in, and he's a pretty good cameraman, and B, Mrs. Gilbride wouldn't let Chase anywhere near her instruments, amnesia or no. She's still mourning that piano like it was donated to the school by Beethoven himself. Also, C, Kimberly is always a little distracted when Chase is around. Maybe that's why she didn't get the humor in Leaf Man. Now with Chase always writing the test, Now with Chase away writing that test, she'll be able to concentrate on me. I want to rent a tuxedo since those orchestra guys really put on the Ritz. My mom won't spring for it though, so I do the best I can. I take the light gray suit I wore to this kid's bar mitzvah and paint it with shoe polish. My white shirt has a bit of a stripe in it, but I'm pretty sure it won't show up on camera. There'll be a lot of me, but luckily we'll all be pretty small. I borrow a bow tie from my dad to make the whole ensemble more tux-like. When I come out of the bathroom all dressed up on Thursday, Kimberly wrinkles her nose. Very cute look for her, by the way. Dude, you stink. What did you do? Take a bath in magic marker? It's shoe polish, I explain. It's not me, it's my clothes. I had to improvise the formal wear. Why can't you wear normal clothes? Because an orchestra dress is fancy. But you're not in an orchestra. Well, if she doesn't pay any attention to me, it shouldn't come as a surprise that she doesn't read my text either. On the way to the music room, I get her up to speed on one-man band. Her comment is, "You're dripping black gunk on the floor." Really? Uh-oh. There's a trail of shoe polish splatters all the way down the hall. Too late to worry about that now. Once the video is in the can, I'll do my best to clean it up myself. I think rubbing alcohol works on that stuff. Or maybe nail polish remover. Joel is waiting for us inside the music room. He's already put the video club's green screen and set out all the instruments we're going to need. The flip cam is mounted atop a tripod. Another reason why we don't need Chase's steady hand. Joel's got some extra lights plugged in with a spaghetti of power cords. We're ready to roll. For music, I've chosen a full orchestra version of For He's a Jolly Good Fellow, performed furiously in triple time. I'll add that in during the editing stage, but I play it on my phone during filming, so I'll have the timing right while I'm doing my thing with the instruments. It's not such a big deal with the small stuff, trumpet, clarinet, sax, flute, piccolo, but for violin and the string family, it's important that my bow should be moving to the right tempo. That goes double for the trombone and kettle drums, and especially the cymbals. If I go crash, then they'd better be a real crash. I know this song, Kimberly comments after the music has been playing in the endless loop for at least 20 minutes of shooting. How come you picked such a lousy song? We're in the home stretch. Bassoon, French horn, and tuba. The tuba is the last. I stare at it. It's the marching band kind where you climb into the middle of it and it's all around you like a python. Wait a minute, I protest. Where's the regular one? Dented, Joel replies. Somebody dropped it down the stairs and it's out getting fixed. So it's this one or nothing. Well, you can't have an orchestra without a tuba. I squirm in and struggle to my feet. I swear the thing weighs more than I do. I'm no Hercules, but the kid who plays this in the marching band is a 4'8" 6th grade girl. How does she lift it? Much less have the breath left over to blow into it. Kimberly is regarding me a little dubiously, so I give her my most confident look and announce, "Piece of cake." It comes out like I'm straining to pass a kidney stone, not the effect I was searching for. I put my lips to the mouthpiece and nod to Joel to start filming the final shot. The camera comes on. The double doors are kicked open. And before I can react, a tidal wave of white foam fills my field of vision. It hits me full in the face. It wouldn't normally be enough to knock me over, but with the heavy tuba bell suspended above my head, I overbalance and go down like a stone. There's a loud clang as the brass of the instrument strikes the metal edge of the riser. I hear a gasp of horror from Joel, and soon I understand why. When I roll out of the stream of foam, still wrapped in the tuba, I see Aaron and Bear, each armed with one of the school's big silver fire extinguishers, spraying down the room and everything and everybody in it. "Go away," Joel pleads in a quivering voice. Aaron laughs, a nasty laugh. "Well, if it isn't the loser, I don't think we have welcomed you back to school. How rude of us." "Welcome home, loser," bellows Bear and blasts a jet of foam covering Joel from head to toe. I turn to Kimberly, who's standing there, of all things, giggling. At long last, the girl has found something funny in one of my videos. She thinks it's part of the plan and doesn't even notice we're under attack. "Go get help," I bark at her. "Yeah, get help," snorts Bear. "Why don't you call your friend Chase?" That makes sense to me. He's the only one with half a chance of taking on these two. "Get Chase," I yell at Kimberly. Aaron laughs cruelly. "And you're supposed to be smart? Who do you figure sent us here, genius?" "You think Chase doesn't remember the loser who got him put on community service?" Bear adds. "Go," I shout. "He's in Mr. Solomon's room." A blast of foam silences me, and I go down again, still encircled by the tuba. Now my arms are pinned at my sides, and I can barely move. Not that I'd be much help standing up to those two Neanderthals. And if I'm upset, I can only imagine what must be going on in Joel's mind. After everything he's been through, he comes home only to find that it's starting all over again. Kimberly bolts past 2 attackers and out the door. They make no move to stop her. Their focus is on me and mostly on Joel. "Hey, check out all these instruments," Bear snickers, as if the band room is the last place anyone might expect to find such things. "You think if I practice hard, I could become a musician like the great Joel Weber?" He delivers a solid boot to the French horn, which skitters across the floor, kicking up a spray from the melting foam and covers half the room. "Please don't touch the instruments," Joel whimpers. "I promised Mrs. Gilbride I'd be responsible for everything." Well, that does it. Once those 2 idiots see how to get a rise out of Joel, they're off to the races, throwing flutes like mini javelins and frisbeeing cymbals all around them. They roll trumpets and trombones into the slop and send violins floating on top of it. A kettle drum is upended. Music stands are hurled in all directions. Sheet music is scattered like autumn leaves. Still stuck in the tuba, I try to scramble toward Aaron and Bear. I slip on wet paper and hit the floor with another clang. Joel has Aaron by the shoulder and is trying to pull him away from the instruments, but Aaron laughs and shakes him off. Suddenly, Chase barrels into the room, Kimberly hot on his heels. "What's going on?" he bellows. "Dude, what took you so long?" Aaron crows in unholy glee. "We had to send the chick to get you." This is your best idea yet," adds Bear. He hefts his fire extinguisher and hands it to Chase. "It's all yours, maestro." Chase looks totally blown away. I can't read his expression. Shocked? Or something else? "It's your plan," Aaron reminds him. "Bring it home." Chase is a statue, eyes wide. Bear gets impatient. "Okay, I'll do it for you." He tries to take back the extinguisher, but Chase tightens his grip and holds on. There's a vicious tug-of-war for the extinguisher. With a mighty yank, Chase wrenches it out of Bear's grasp. It swings free just as Joel rises from the floor where Aaron tossed him. With a thud, the heavy metal strikes Joel in the side of the face, and he drops back down into the foam. Agitated voices sound out in the hallway. 6 teachers burst into the music room, Mr. Gilbride in the lead. "What's going on here?" she yells, taking in all the wreckage all around her. "Where's Joel Weber?" With a groan, Joel sits up. The foam on his face can't disguise the fact that his left eye is already turning black and blue. That's when it hits me how this must seem to the teachers. The music room is a disaster area. Instruments, music stands, books, and papers are strewn everywhere. The whole place buried in foam. The school's 3 most notorious bullies are right there. One of them, Chase, still wields a fire extinguisher, and their number 1 target, Joel, is down on the floor with a rapidly swelling face, obviously the victim of an assault. "It isn't what it looks like," I gasp, and then bite my tongue. What if it's exactly what it looks like? The idea to send for Chase came from Aaron and Bear. Was that the plan all along? And was Chase the ringleader, just like those guys said? The teachers don't pay any attention to me. Their job is diffusing the crisis. Mrs. Gilbride rushes Joel to see the nurse, and the other staff members march Aaron, Bear, and Chase off to the principal's office. Kimberly follows. Even now, her only concern is Chase. As quickly as that, I'm all alone, still trapped in the marching band's tuba. With a heavy sigh, I struggle up, try to shake myself out of the brass tentacles of this thing. It moves maybe an inch. I'm going to be here all night. As I continue to wiggle and squirm, dripping gray, frothy shoe polish into the foam, I reflect that the worst part of this is being stuck in a tuba. It isn't that one-man band is never going to happen. It's the sad fact that Kimberly could leave me in such a terrible state just because Chase is in trouble. And as soon as I think of that, I realize that the real worm around here has to be me. Wormier, even than Aaron and Bear. I care more about my love life than the fact that my friend Chase might not be my friend after all. It isn't true, I scolded myself. Chase used to be like that, but not anymore. Then there's the evidence of my own eyes and ears, the trashed band room, another attack on poor Joel, Chase right alongside his old wrecking crew delivering the final blow. I sit down on the edge of the riser and hang my head too depressed to wiggle anymore. The sound of wet sneakers squishing in the slop jolts me out of my melancholy. I look up to see Kimberly standing over me. She says, "I thought you might need some help getting out of that thing." My heart soars. Hope. Ay, ay, ay. So it seems like, I don't know what you guys are thinking, if Chase was involved or if you think not. I'm not sure if I think he was involved. I hope he wasn't involved. I hope he's still the nice Chase that he's becoming. But a lot's happening. So think about what's happening with Joel. Joel hates Chase. And think about it from his perspective. He's being bullied exactly how he was before he had to leave by these two really awful, mean human beings. And then the guy that everyone is being nice to and he hates hits him with a fire extinguisher, whether it's on accident or not. Think about Joel and how he feels.